I'm gonna watch this game next. 50th game we've ever filmed.
Welcome back to another one to the
What is this? Bionic Brooks? When was this?
Life YouTube channel. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe before we talk about anything today. We got a good matchup. Nesco, Scarr versus LP and Dom. Dom's been on the tier, kind of racking up some wins.
School with. Hello?
Did Drew tell you say he trying to go sleep over?
Yeah, he did.
And he agreed for him to go sleep over.
I agree.
Why you didn't discourage him?
Mom, I said, did you ask Mom? He said, yeah, he already asked you.
No, he didn't ask me. He didn't tell me nothing about sleepover. I just not telling him. I said we never approve for sleepover.
Well, tell him that then. I don't know why you acting like I'm the one that gave him the green light.
No, I just told him, but I need everybody to be friends with him. So he can't encourage. I think we don't know those people. Even if we know them, it's something that we don't encourage. Anything can happen at sleepover, especially at Halloween night. So
listen, I told him everything I already told him. Okay. I swear, bro, I can't catch a break for none.
LP been getting in shape, and you already know what the other two do. Who's winning this game? Who's calling right now?
Nesco, Scarr, LP, Dom. I think that LP and Dom energy is just unmatched, you know?
Mm-hmm. Who you got?
Hey, I'm going to go LP and Dom in this one. I feel like LP on the tear right now. He's playing with a lot of confidence and tough guard.
If you're a real one, go ahead and put in the comment section who's going to win right now before you even watch the game. Scoob over there trying to dunk. And let's enjoy the show.
He said Scoob over there trying to dunk. Ain't no way he just said that.
Before you even watch the game, Scoob over there trying to dunk. And let's enjoy the show.
Now I'm really getting up here. I see how you can say it.
They be having these series going back to back. Nah, Lamar do look slimmer though. Like, nah, hold on, bro. This nigga might be in shape.
And we are underway. Parking lot Peter is still trying to prove me wrong.
Let's go. Got the fucking.
Hey, I'm gonna change that parking lot name.
Scarr coming off a big game. Huge shot there from the three-point line. From about the logo.
Long game.
Hold up. All right.
No. Going up to 40. Another one.
Down with the rebound. Corner three. Nothing.
LP been sitting for a little bit, so it's going to be interesting to see if he can get it going.
That's a decent shot, bro.
Ooh.
Okay.
Foul underneath.
Dom's been sitting. Nesco been sitting. He ain't played today. Small guard matchup.
Like
Nesco
this.
not really small, though. Walk him down.
Well, I try to tell niggas that. I don't know why niggas keep saying Nesco is a small guard or he's the best small guard. Nesco ain't fucking small. I don't understand. Like the past week was the first time I've ever heard anybody put small guard and Nesco in the same phrase.
Hey, this is my first time seeing Nesco play live.
Yeah.
I'm excited.
That's a fun experience, bro. Shout out to Nesco. Just got signed with Under.
I was just about to say that nigga Nesco. I thought he was already signed with Under Armour because like I remember he came out with Under Armour before, but I guess they gave him maybe like another deal or something, or like a more like a bigger deal.
Under Armour.
That's good. That's good as fuck.
Yeah, that's really
tough.
dope.
Rocking the brand new Currys. I like what I'm seeing. Scarr with the tray ball. It's good.
Like,
Make sure to
dope
show
as hell.
love to Nesco.
Why Nesco?
You know,
why
Instagram.
Nas
That's a
always
big move
fucking up his
for
feet?
somebody in the scene to do
Or is
something like
something
that.
like
And he's showing why.
Right.
12-0?
So I went out and visited Nesco and we ended up driving about 30 minutes to Scarr. You know, he trains at his gym. He trains at his dad's gym.
Oh, wow.
He teaches boxing, right? I thought that was really dope.
Like
Wait,
He teaches boxing.
his dad?
You know, he trains at his gym. He trains at his dad's gym.
Oh, wow.
He teaches boxing, right?
oh, I didn't know his dad. I know he was boxing. Well, I didn't already know. I watched a little bit of the video on Instagram, but I didn't know that was his dad's gym. That's dope as hell. That's dope as hell.
I thought it was really dope.
Like that.
Shout out to Big Scarr. What a dope individual. Seriously, though.
Solid dude.
I recently got into boxing.
It's fun.
Yeah.
There we go.
And it's like
Make it easy.
very good for like leg, cardio,
I was about to say, Nas was just doing some training. Like,
everything, coordination,
2 weeks
footwork.
ago or
But
something
also,
like
my thing about boxing, just fighting in general, is also just a good thing. He be getting that arm, and he finished the right hand.
Yeah,
proud of
Be
you.
a little more.
tough.
that. He veered into the right. He usually, you know what I'm saying, will automatically go to the left, but he veered into the right. Usually he'll veer into the left, coming from the right side, but that's, Lamar looking.
Full moon, let's just say. I've been drinking too much. The thing about boxing, it's nice to know that, like, to stand across from somebody and understand, like, what it takes to beat somebody, like the fear that you have to overcome. You know, it's the same thing. I kind of compare it to one-on-one on this scene. Like, it's no help. You're not getting no help, and when you on that island, it's, you know, you gotta figure things out. So, you know, I love the idea of this space guys getting into, like, you know, fighting.
Changes the mentality.
Even if you never actually like experience that match with somebody, the cardio, as Nas was talking about, that's the thing.
That cardio is crazy.
The black team is off to an early lead, but we got a lot of basketball left to be played. Let's see if Dom can get it going.
There's a potential matchup that I would love to see, and that's Nesco versus Lamar. He is looking
Nesco
polished
is
right
killing.
now.
I just think Lamar has a lot of matchups he can have just because he's new to the scene and he has the skill level to compete with anybody. Skill and size.
Right.
Scarr on the inside. That's gonna be a tough matchup for Dom down there. Ooh, blew it.
He's not weak though. I'll tell you that much.
There we go.
Lamar with a
Get the
big
lid off the
three-point
basket.
shot.
BallisLife family, we teamed up with DraftKings Sportsbook, the official sports betting partner of the NBA. The season's heating up, and there's no better time to get in on the action. Right now, new customers can bet just $5 and get $300 in bonus bets if your bet wins. Plus 3 months using promo code BIL and BallisLife.
$15-4? No, that's the wrong score.
17-7. I believe the score is 17-7 right now. Following his own shot, Lamar.
Oh, sound like he jammed his finger.
Okay. Fuck it.
He just
Don't care
looking
how
at
it
him.
look.
So is there something wrong with the?
Don't know.
Like this, Lamar versus Scarr. This is what I like to see. Ooh, big shot.
There we go.
For those of you guys,
He looking shady.
here's a funny thing. So while a lot of people were ducking Lamar for the pay-per-view, we didn't know who to put him up against. And Scarr actually popped up. So, well, even before that was Bird, and you guys killed us for that. Oh my God,
Goodness.
And it looks
Lamar
like
looking good.
we shouldn't have had that match.
Wow.
He got him out the way on that snatch.
He said move.
We have a score clock issues on the actual scoreboard, so if we call it wrong, that's why.
Lamar with another snatch.
Here we go.
Good shot.
Nesco trying to take the lid off that shit. Shoot his dreads off.
Dom looking
Step
to
back.
get going.
Good block.
Great defense.
Yes, sir. We knew he was
I would
gonna
like
do
to
that.
see Dom's moves sometimes get a little bit more
This nigga
east-west.
Nas always eating while
Like
he
don't.
commentating.
He kind of like
Eating or drinking
box,
something.
like in the same spot with
Yeah.
his moves, and he left him on the floor.
Got a 3-point ball game. Turnover by the black team.
That was a good look though.
Very good look.
That niggas went on a 10-0 run.
Scarr wasn't able to bring it in. Lamar doing a little bit of everything for the white team right now.
Gotta finish those.
He's so mad with pistols. Can't let that. Oh wow.
Great pass by Scarr.
Yeah.
Good
That's
hustle.
Dom score.
No, he has not. No.
He can't just.
You gotta get a hand up there.
There you go.
Got lucky there.
Shoot.
That's when I get you on the board right
There
there.
we go. Tied it up.
Dom look
17
like
up.
he fighting cramping. Dom look like he fighting some cramps right now.
It might be a hamstring thing. He was over there getting treatment on his legs, so
Guys, 17
That's not a good
17
sign,
ball game.
though.
It's not. Not for the white team at all.
well. Is the pay-per-view coming up?
I was
So
gonna
hamstring-
say the white team shit. The pay-per-view coming up, nigga. That's not a good sign for that.
That's the thing about this. Like,
I did not want this to happen.
we pay-per-view was in less than 2 weeks,
I did not want this to happen.
and literally, if I didn't have my finger, I'll be out here too.
I know. And what I did, what I was okay with, was like a Scarr, to bring in the views, bring in the vibes, whatever. Mel for new on the scene. Cause they about to eat. Although I'm talking to him after I still don't get down. Don't get hurt.
Yeah.
Go get that money. You know what I mean? But guys, it's not in the pay-per-view. I'm cool with that.
All right, we're back to it.
Hey, he gotta take care of himself.
Lamar and Dom versus Scarr Nesco.
Good hands, good hands, good hands.
With great hesitation.
Great peel. Great peel. Nesco saved that. And it turned into a highlight. The scene is starting to get more skilled too. Like IQ-wise, I'm noticing.
Very.
I don't know about that one for him.
Forced that.
It's awkward though how he shoots it.
He kind of
LP's
released
not
that.
moving well like he was in the first game.
I think he got a little cold.
When you play that second and you sit down one game,
Not fun.
it's a lot.
It's hard to get back on.
Going into
Halftime.
I think that was
halftime?
kind of
That was going
one of the
into a
things I
timeout?
ran into playing
I got
Lamar
some
that
food on the
two
corner
tournament
of
trip.
Hey, you was sitting down watching football, eating Skittles, Starburst, got right back up, and he was on one. Because he was mad that he was down. There was one at, there was one
1-1 at that time.
Yeah, 1-1 at that point. So it's hard, like, getting yourself back going. I feel it. It's not even an excuse. I think every player in the gym knows that, too.
What we sign up for though.
No, we haven't seen Scooby yet.
We haven't seen Screw today. I think he might play next game.
Was that halftime or was that just a timeout?
No, it was that time. He called a timeout when it was like 17-17, and then it ended up going to halftime. Scarr kind of breathing a little bit though.
Nigga, Nas, bro.
Lamar carrying the load for the white team right now. Scarr and Nesco seem like they playing a good two-man game right now. A little bit from everyone.
He lost it. Yeah. Great challenge, bro. He going to shoot that one. Got his feet set. Ooh.
He's shooting a little short.
Great defense by Lamar.
Shoot it.
When he get his
Shoot
feet
it.
set, he normally can knock these shots down. Not right there though. Bad shot.
The black team didn't need that one.
There's a lot of threes getting put up right now. That's from fatigue throughout the day.
Right.
It's a lot easy to get highlights and stuff early. Hard to make shots. Legs feel heavy.
There go that double, that double bounce, that 1-2, he gone.
I see these Cliff bars.
22-19.
Hey, show me some. Look at this fat ass rep.
Lamar having a conversation with the referee. Good swing.
He off right now.
He's having a tough time right now getting it going.
There you go.
Step back, Trey. Good from Scarr.
25.
Scarr really done got better at shooting.
Yeah.
I don't think that Lamar thinks that Scarr could beat him a whole game by shooting threes.
I think that's everybody game plan.
There are a few players, you included, that can beat you from that three-point line. I don't know if Scarr's at that level yet.
Yeah, he's still getting there.
But it's almost like you got to.
Great.
It's almost like you got to because he's so good off the bounce, you know? I got a question for you now, so there it goes. Question for you, Nas. Is it hard finding that competitive juice? Like, it's hard to get going when you like around these guys so much. Like, dang, that was a foul.
Ooh, from the parking lot.
He pushed him right in the hip. It's like, you guys are right, so it's hard not to become kind of friends And these aren't new guys in the scene. You're playing against them a lot. Is that hard to find that competitive juices against them?
Sometimes.
Lamar with the nutmeg.
Oh my God.
Can't convert
Oh
it.
my God. Oh, if he would have finished that clip right there.
In the scene, you're playing against them a lot. Is that hard to find that competitive juices against them?
Sometimes.
Jesus.
Lamar with the nutmeg. Can't convert it.
Sometimes it can be hard getting up to play each game. But when you're a top dog, you understand what marquee games are and stuff like that. So you try to take those games a little more serious, or have a little more motivation for those games. Because those games kind of.
That was cheeks. Cheeks. Just cheeks. Butt cheeks.
Nesco! 2 times in a row. Oh. You can't be doing that, man.
Lamar makes him pay for the mistake.
Good Lord.
We got a 30 to 25
You know what's funny? I
ball
thought
game.
he was going to try to dunk it.
It looked like it. He was up there. Down with the good hustle there. Extra possessions.
You got to call that.
They shoot a lot of bad threes. Like, even though that went in,
It's not a good shot.
yeah.
Damn, you fucking that shit up, Nas. Damn. That shit all up in the mic. Listen to that shit. Hold on, bro.
There's a lot of little highlights in here.
Damn. Facing. There we go.
Damo trying to find it. He's trying to find it. And if he does, the game is over. Between the leg step back, he was looking for it.
I've never seen him lose on that.
On the between the leg step back? Me either.
Little handle work from Nesco. Pull up.
Oh my God.
I love most about Nesco game? His feet. They always
Never stop moving. They never stop moving in between those dribbles.
That was nasty. That little toe tap. Wee. That little toe tap he did there. You don't know what the fuck I'm talking about.
They
Hold on, look.
dribbles.
I'm sorry. I'm going down. That shit was fire though.
Yeah. He dancing out there. It's good. Tie ball game. Big three by Nesco.
That nigga,
Lamar called for the switch there. It's a smart move.
You know what I think?
Oh, we could have grabbed that.
Let's go right now. I think that
nigga Lamar shooting from the parking lot.
Nesco gained a little bit too much muscle. I think he's lost a little bit of his quickness, but it helps him. And you know why I think he put on so much weight in terms of muscle? Because of you.
Why you say that?
Because when you beat him in the Nesco, I know he want that game again. And I think that extra muscle, he believes that will help him out. Bro, nobody can guard this dude when he get down here.
The unlimited dribbles
That's hard.
you know, I'm probably the two people hardest to guard unlimited dribbles.
Rob. He's gonna say Rob.
3 actually. Nitty when he really on his shit, like, and then he'll post you up in the paint. That's not my top one, but it's 3 no order. Lamar and Rob.
You gotta say Rob, because Rob will kill you on limited dribbles. Kill you, boy.
Rob tough with unlimited. Well, what's funny, okay, let's make this comparison. Him going left, Rob going right. Right? Once I get,
It's really not even Rob going right. It's Hezzy's and how fast he's shooting and from where he shoot at. That's like, you can never time it because he shoot that bitch so fast.
bro, what a moment.
Way to get down here.
There we go, Dom.
Game point right here.
Oh shit, it is game point. I don't know why I'm thinking they're gonna go to 50.
He woke up. Good timeout.
You know, we haven't seen no type of action. I mean, they're all small guards.
I was about to say, I ain't seen no actions. No screen and roll. Like, it's been like a weak ass, like, maybe a dribble handoff, but like not a real screen and roll action, nothing.
To get like at least one easy one, stopping behind a handoff or something, you know? They switching on everything, so I may at least look for the option of a backdoor, possibly, before I go ISO. You feel me?
I hear that. Definitely hear that. What you think the white team gonna do out of this timeout?
Give it to Lamar hard, 2 dribbles downhill.
Easy.
Or that's what I would do.
Easy.
I'm giving up the. You can't give up anything, but if anything, I'm not guarding them out there. I'm daring them to shoot that. I just don't want to get to the left. It's hard to say what you would or would do because, like, these are all really good players.
It's a tough cover.
So it's not really. You could try to take something away, but as much as you can figure something out, they can too.
They got a counter for it. Let's see what we got going here.
Hard to dribbles. Okay. And hey, look at it. Hard to do 1-2. Oh, he taking away.
Nesco moving the field.
Oh my God, that was a needle threaded. Ooh-wee.
Called it.
1-2. Oh, he taking away.
Nesco moving the field.
Backdoor.
You called it.
Backdoor. I don't know if they playing that. I'm gonna ask them if they playing that because
I gotta know. I worked too perfect.
it was wide open.
You saw it before they called it.
Scarr was asleep at the wheel.
We got LP and Dom with a 40-36 W against Scarr and Nesco. That was a great game. Great matchup.
Man, motherfucking LP, man. I ain't even gonna lie. L motherfucking P, man.
Brother Dom, man.
LP, man.
So Bionic is my witness. You guys go sit on that bench. I'm looking for a backdoor, some type of action.
Right.
This and that.
He called it out too. He called it out.
He actually called that out?
He called it out. He was like,
okay.
bro, just when I go this back door, he was telling me to actually stay corner, but he was just going off the field.
I've been having a shooting well, get to the cup. So I know anybody jump down the short thing, I just want to score the ball.
Right.
So like, you go to sleep, take the back door, he's a layup.
He called it.
I don't want to just force it if they both want to double team over, and I don't want him to just stand behind the line if you get a layup. So
Exactly.
when I started playing with it, they fell asleep, cut back door.
Man, on top of that, he played well too. He played well. He played well. I ain't gonna lie.
A lot of people don't know, but y'all sitting down and you have to get back up and get yourself going. You were the first game of the day.
For sure.
Talk about finding it over and staying confident through it all.
Staying confident in what you do is the biggest thing I would say. And I gonna lie, just having a good teammate too that's willing to play just as hard as you, or you know what I'm saying, just push you just to play as hard. And that's what LP was doing with me. I wasn't making shots. I was missing a little bit, but he still gave me confidence. Told me to keep playing, keep shooting. And that's what it is. Somebody need to hear sometimes, especially, you know, when you're not playing well. So shout out to LP again. I ain't even gonna lie, he carried, and I'm just here to help. Like I said, I'm here to win at all costs.
Another thing is, Dom made winning basketball plays. He made big plays at the right time. And also knowing, shit, like you said, we both sat down knowing you got to play against Scarr and Ness, they going to make shots. So understand it's basketball. Don't get frustrated when they go 15-4. So you know they going to make shots. Or we still trying to get warm, figure it out, figure out how they going to play. So we just stayed at it. I was happy. We just stayed in the game, started making shots. We came together, talked about it, and shit helped.
Exactly.
And it looked good out there. Make sure you guys follow these two on Instagram. Where can they find you?
At Parking Lot Peters _.
Where can they find you?
It's your boy Left Hand Down, but shout out LP again, man.
Shout out my dog Don.
Yes, sir,
We'll see
man.
you guys in the next video.
Thanks, man.
Y'all, shit, boy.
What's up, y'all?
Shit, baby.